Today's Steelers Talk video is sponsored by Hexclad. Go to hexclad.com/chatsports for 10% off some of their premium cookware today. Gonna let you know about a little bit more about Hexclad here in just a little bit. And happy Victory Monday, Yins. It is a beautiful Monday afternoon here after the Steelers are now 4-2 and getting a road victory over the Los Angeles Rams in Week 7. And then also, before I get into today's takeaways, I got a couple more takeaways from that Week 7 game after going over the All-22 film. But make sure you stick around here because I figured out that the Steelers are using Minkah Fitzpatrick in a whole new way this year, and I'm going to let you know what role that is here in just a second. But first, get us going on today's program by getting us into the comments section and let me know, what was your one-word reaction to yesterday's win versus the Los Angeles Rams? Get us started by getting down there in the comments section. And for me, my one word is hope. I mean, through the first 5 games of the season, the offense was sputtering in pretty much every single one of those games. The only time where they were really even working a little bit was that Raiders game. And even then, the fourth quarter was awful for the Steelers offense. Second half of this Los Angeles Rams game was the best this offense has looked. They went 3 for 3 in red zone opportunities. They ended up leading the way in the second half and leading to the victory. And because of that, you got some hope on offense. And then the defense, once again, held their opponent to under 20 points. So moving forward, you're sitting at 4-2, and it seems like the best ball for this Pittsburgh Steelers team is still in front of them, which is a great feeling. Now let's get to the takeaways this week, starting with Diontae Johnson, who was my MVP in yesterday's game because of the impact that he had on the offense as a whole. When you just look at the box score, you're probably not going to say Diontae Johnson was necessarily the best in terms of the overall production. He did have 5 catches for 79 yards for an average of 15.8 yards per reception, but you have to also remember he had a big catch on Ahkello Witherspoon that was brought back because of a taunting penalty, and then he also had another big game in the first half that was brought back by a George Pickens crackback block. So Diontae actually probably had a lot more than this if you take away the penalties, and you look at the overall offense, it just flowed so much better, and it impacted more than just Diontae Johnson. It impacted George Pickens' play yesterday, a fantastic game for GP. 5 receptions, 107 yards for an average of over 20 yards per reception for George Pickens. Gin and juice is officially back, people. George Pickens and Diontae Johnson. I love that combination. And Kenny Pickett, he just looked so much more comfortable this week when he had both of his top receivers on the field. With a guy like Diontae Johnson and the threat that he poses, given his route running acumen, teams were able to just straight up double team George Pickens. Now, it seemed like the Rams were still double teaming GP quite a bit in Week 7. People are afraid of that guy, and for good reason. But with Diontae Johnson being able to get a lot of one-on-one opportunities, Pickett knew that he could always go back to Diontae Johnson because he knows with the way that he runs routes, he's almost always going to be open, and he was open a lot yesterday. The highest completion percentage of the season for KP yesterday, 68% completions for 230 yards and a rushing touchdown, no picks, won the turnover battle. I mean, this isn't necessarily oh my gosh, huge breakout season, Kenny Pickett right here. This is more along the lines of what we saw from him last year, right? He was a good game manager. He didn't turn the ball over, and he allowed the defense to do their thing, and he would make the big throws when they were needed from the offense. This is exactly the type of quarterback that the Steelers can win with right now, and that's extremely good. And listen, all these people during the offseason that said Diontae Johnson stinks, that we should trade him away, that he is not important to this offense at all, I think that you got kind of exposed this weekend because Diontae Johnson, the minute that he comes back, this offense looks worlds better than what it was before with him out of the lineup. Diontae Johnson is such a vital piece to the success of the Steelers offense at this point because of that ability to get open against man coverage and to draw attention away from George Pickens. So with him in the lineup, this offense is better. When he's not there, they're not. That's why he is so damn important to this Steelers team. My second takeaway here from Week 7 is that you still got to start Joey Porter Jr. You keep giving this guy opportunities, and he shows you every damn time that this guy should be a full-time starter on the outside. He locked up Puka Nacua when he was on him in press coverage multiple times yesterday. And overall, JPJ has been the best overall corner on this Steelers roster. He hasn't gotten the most snaps, as many snaps as guys like Patrick Peterson or Levi Wallace. But man, he has definitely played better than those guys, in my opinion. And the time is now to make a change. You look at the Pro Football Focus grades right now for Patrick Peterson and Levi Wallace. Patrick Peterson is sitting at the 88th ranked cornerback in the National Football League. He's supposed to be your number one guy, and then Levi Wallace is doing even worse, one of the lowest graded corners in the National Football League through the first 7 weeks here with a grade of 46.3, and he didn't look good again this week. Patrick Peterson looked old this week. I mean, do you guys remember that Puka Nacua kind of crossing route where Patrick Peterson has to go trail him from off coverage? He looked old. He looked slow. He looked gas. And now we've got the youth in there, right? We got Joey Porter Jr. We got Darius Rush coming in. We have Corey Trice Jr., who's hopefully going to be fully healthy at the start of next season. Time is now for a change, guys. Seriously, I think that they should maybe consider going out and getting like a Jalen Johnson from the Chicago Bears before the trade deadline, and then you have to start Mr. Joey Porter Jr. I think you can use Patrick Peterson in some interesting ways. They've started playing him in the slot and at safety a little bit more, but overall, I think that he's looking a little bit slow on the outside, and Joey Porter Jr. is looking great in press coverage. Terrell Austin right now needs to be able to look at the situation and say, yes, Joey Porter Jr. may be a rookie. Yes, Patrick Peterson and Levi Wallace may be the veteran presences in this room, but Joey Porter Jr. is the best corner that we have right now, and he needs to play more moving forward here in the Steelers defense. Now, coming up, I'm going to let you know Minkah Fitzpatrick's new role in Mike Tomlin's defense after some film study last night. But first, I want to tell you about today's sponsor at HexClad. And let me tell you guys, HexClad has absolutely revolutionized the cookware industry with a hybrid pan that gives you all the convenience and cleanup of a nonstick, the versatility of your grandma's cast iron, and a lifetime warranty just in case you find a way to destroy it. Go to hexclad.com/chatsports for 10% off. HexClad truly checks every single box when it comes to picking your cookware. They are metal utensil safe, dishwasher safe, and oven safe up to 500 degrees. But don't just take my word for it, guys. Celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay uses them in his very own home kitchen. This is what Gordon has to say about HexClad. The sear I can get with these pans is incredible, with absolutely no stick. The temperature control is utter perfection, and the cleanup is effortless. I love using HexClad at home. And let me tell you guys, these are also the sexiest pans on the market. I use my very own HexClad pan at home to pan sear steak at home 2-3 times a week. My girlfriend Cassie could tell you, I make a mean steak on my HexClad pan. I absolutely love it. And then the best part about it is that it's super easy to clean. It looks right out of the box every time you cook with it. It's absolutely fantastic. So score points at home today. It's time to stop ordering delivery food and start cooking like a big boy with HexClad. Real cuisine isn't made in a microwave. It's cooked in a HexClad. So for a limited time only, get 10% off with our special link, hexclad.com/chatsports. That's 10% off at hexclad.com/chatsports. My third takeaway from this Week 7 victory is that Minkah Fitzpatrick is playing absolutely everywhere on the Steelers' defense right now. I mean, you look at the snap alignments from him yesterday. He took a ton of snaps at strong safety. That's why he led the team in tackles yesterday. They're playing him at slot corner, locking up Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. They're putting him everywhere on this defense right now, and particularly, they're playing him a lot in the box as a strong safety. Now, that's different from the past because in the past, we know Minkah Fitzpatrick has played more as a free safety, someone that plays back, someone that plays as a ball hawk. But right now, the Steelers are playing Diontae KZ in that role more often now because I don't think that Terrell Austin and Mike Tomlin fully trust Keeanu Neal or Chandon Sullivan right now as that true strong safety and as that true slot corner. So they're using the talents of Minkah Fitzpatrick to make up for some of those deficiencies that they have in talent, which makes me think that the Steelers might be in the market to go and trade for maybe a safety or a slot corner. And as a result here, I think Minkah has been a little bit less productive. I think he's best when he's a free safety, when he's allowed to roam in center field, when he's allowed to play half-field coverages, right? And he's allowed to really read the quarterback's eyes and be a ball hawk back there. But now he's essentially a box safety / slot corner, two things that he's good at, but maybe not great at. And I want to put our best players in positions to succeed. I want to put them where they're at their best. So my solution here is go out and get like another true strong safety, or maybe even go get a slot corner here at the trade deadline, or somebody you think can play in the slot, because I want Minkah playing more free safety. This guy is at his best. He's a first-team all-pro safety when he's allowed to roam, when he's allowed to F stuff up, as I like to say about Minkah Fitzpatrick. That's what he does best. Right now, I'm not sure the Steelers are using him in that best way. I understand that they're trying to make up for some of the deficiencies in talent they have in other areas. And listen, it's working. This defense is definitely doing a good job right now. But I think if you want to get the most out of Minkah Fitzpatrick, make a move for either a true box safety so you don't have to put Minkah there, and or you can go and get a slot corner so you don't have to replace Chandon Sullivan with Minkah Fitzpatrick in the slot. But let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Should the Pittsburgh Steelers trade for another slot corner or safety here before the trade deadline? Give me a yes or give me a no. Let me know what you're thinking down there in the comments section. Another big takeaway that I had this week was that Connor Heyward actually got more snaps at tight end than Darnell Washington. Now, we saw Darnell get a little bit more snaps right after Pat Freiermuth got injured, but this week, Matt Canada made a little bit of an adjustment, and he had Connor Heyward for most of the game on the field as the main tight end. And listen, this is definitely a great opportunity for Connor to take advantage of. I think that he's a really good receiving tight end. He said this offseason that there isn't a linebacker or safety on the planet that can guard him. And frankly, I believe him. I think this is an awesome opportunity for Connor Heyward to show his worth as a potential receiving weapon for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And because Pat Freiermuth is going to be out for the next 3 games, this is an excellent opportunity for Heyward to really solidify himself as a true receiving weapon for the Pittsburgh Steelers on offense, and I think he's going to ball out. I'm really excited to see him play. Now, my final takeaway is that another rookie here, Keeanu Benton, is absolutely balling out. Joey Porter Jr. is doing great. Broderick Jones showed some flashes when he was in for those 2 games, and now Keeanu Benton is kind of that next rookie that is absolutely proving his worth here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. My comp for this guy coming out of the draft this year, before I even knew he was going to be a Steeler, was Cam Heyward. And it just so happens, man, lo and behold, he's going in for him here while Cam is dealing with that groin injury, and he is absolutely balling out. An 80.8 Pro Football Focus grade. That is 10th among all NFL interior defensive linemen right now, and that is second among rookie defensive players. The only person grading higher than Keeanu right now is Devin Witherspoon from the Seattle Seahawks, who is currently the #1 ranked corner in the entire National Football League. So Keeanu is absolutely balling out. He's got such powerful hands, man. There was one play that I saw on film last night where he goes up against former Steeler Kevin Dotson and just completely punches his arms out of the way. It was absolutely a marvel to see. This guy's is incredibly powerful. I'm super excited to see what he's going to be able to do in his career as a Pittsburgh Steeler. It's certainly getting off to a really good start. Now, before I say goodbye today, let's go over the AFC North and what kind of happened around the division. Of course, the Bengals were on bye, but the Ravens absolutely smoked the Detroit Lions 38-6 at home. And then the Browns, the fraudulent Browns, man, they got away with murder here with a 39-38 win. Off of a pass interference penalty in the final seconds from the Colts in the end zone. That was nowhere close to a penalty. It was a terrible call. Even our Browns host, Matthew Peterson, acknowledges it, and he says, well, finally the Browns got a call to go their way. That is such bullshit, man. I'm sorry. That is absolutely terrible. The Browns win this football game 39-38 against the Colts. They should have lost the Gardner Minshew, okay? That's all I'm going to say about the Cleveland Browns. But right now, this is an extremely competitive division. Baltimore sitting at 5-2. They're looking like a top 7 team in the National Football League. Pittsburgh has got some nice momentum going with Diontae Johnson back. Cleveland is now at 4-2 after that fraudulent win. And then you got Cincinnati sitting at 3-3 with Joe Burrow looking like he's going to get healthy here after that Week 7 bye. So extremely, extremely competitive right now. But after what I saw from the Steelers here in Week 7, I'm very optimistic about the future of this Pittsburgh Steelers franchise. But let me know how you're feeling about the black and gold down there in the comments. What % chance are you giving the Pittsburgh Steelers to be the kings of the AFC North this season at this point in the year? Put it on a scale of 0 to 100 for me down there in the comment section. I can't wait to see how you're feeling about our boys. That'll be it for today's show, Steelers Nation. Really do appreciate all of your support. Make sure you click that subscribe button for me right now, because if you love the Pittsburgh Steelers and you want daily coverage, in-depth coverage on this team, you want to become an expert on the Pittsburgh Steelers, this is going to be the place for you. Of course, we got weekly watch parties. We got a weekly live show on Wednesday. We got everything that a Pittsburgh Steelers fan needs in order to become an expert on this football club. So do me a favor, click that subscribe button. And until next time, here we go, Steelers.